This is the Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. Son of Beast and Terry Crews here. This is the postseason of the NHL 25. Hey everybody, Boomer and Ultra Beast are back as we're ready to kick off our next part of the game of the NHL 25 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Last game, we've seen this one. The Capitals are making its way on as they beat over the Devils by an amazing score of 8-5, and with a memorable save here by Logan Thompson. And he really has done for anything, but he has really done things. A lot of impressive all the work that he's been doing for every game. Nothing has really settled things on until this will be the finishing of game number 4, and we will be seeing them back here by next game after this coverage of the Panthers against the Sens at Ottawa, and the other one of the Oilers against the Golden Knights at Canada's in Rogers Century. But now our final game of this mission is we are getting ready to get this one kicked off with our next one for tonight's game, and this will be the other side of it for tomorrow night's game. We've got the Winnipeg Jets facing against the Dallas Stars. Right now, they're currently 2-0 over the Winnipeg Jets. They're trying to see if they can able to hold things on. Will this be Dallas Stars winning with a shutout, or the Winnipeg Jets that will win their first part of the game in Game 3, as they will be on the board and cut the series out without the celebration shutout lost? We'll see how this one turned out once this gets in. And now standing by as one of our commentary supporters, I have the Son of Beast. He's also along with Terry Crews, and the other side of it is LifeRate. Center Rice have been joining us here. It will be Test Tube. I will be right in between the benches from its own zone from Dallas and Winnipeg. Now let's get this thing started and see what we've got. Winnipeg, Dallas, next on EA Sports. Well, we are here in Dallas, and we are ready to start Game 3 in Texas. This is NHL's 25 Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. We are just moments away, and I'm here with my broadcast partner along with the others, with Terry Crews and the third commentary of the crew. I give a special on the welcome in to give a good start off on its own carry. And center ice will be Test Tube. And for the third commentary to prove his life ring, he'll be ready, and let's see what goes on. Starting off will be DeMello as he looks over to Morrissey. Morrissey looks over to Velarde, and his pass is broken up. Lindell will now send it over to Jason Robertson, right to her in the wing. The send-off pass to Harley. Here's a chance on a shot. This one makes a big save by Connor Hellebuck. Starting goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets is Connor Hellebuck, and for the Stars we have is Jake Ottinger. Ottinger's really able to get into it, but they really like to say now it would have been just how strong it is. They're not really sure how this will play in, but there's more likely and more to come. Hence the call right toward the wing. He will fire that one around the net as Kyle Connor has it across. Right towards zone, here's Pionk. Pionk shoots for deflection. This one is blocked up and covered up by Jake Ottinger. This will be the first save of the night as he'll stop and play with only 18.6. A lot of a line here for the Stars and for the Jets. No score between the two. Now the win, here's Sandberg as he will send it over to Ehlers. Broken up by Lindell, and you have the Stars back and bounding. Dallas Stars brings it over to Miguel Granlund over to Duchesne. Lindell fires it. Big blocker save made by Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck is really making a great start afterward. You made a little maintain afterwards, and you have nothing to say about it, how this one is going to start off. You know, I have a little bit of a confident feelings that this will change off anything, and we'll have it all. Looks like the Jets will need to do is try to keep on things going, and they may need to get this thing tracked up. Because if nobody stands in, then no one's going to be successful to get there. Granlund shot, save made by Connor Hellebuck. What a great save. Afterward, you had nowhere to go right in a way. Kupari. Rasmus Kupari lost that one. Mason Marchman will have it over the other way, and a deep pass to Miguel Granlund. Granlund pass to Bourque. For Q in middle, save play by goaltender. Sandberg will reset it again, and now Pionk will now swing it to Sandberg, and over down again to Kupari. Kupari sets up Appleton. Backhander, what a save by Jake Ottinger. Ottinger's really having a great time in this energizer. When he makes a stamina, he makes it important to choose everything when he runs for. It's not really how hard it terminates, but it makes it easy enough to make it clear to give it all. Ottinger holds a save with only 17:15 remaining in the first period. He'll stop here to get another puck drop. A lot of time up in the period. As you see, Victor Green is one of our biggest mascots in the Dallas Stars. He's watching it. He wants to see the Canadian team get swept behind. Since the last postseason in Season 3, they made a big win in game number 6 against the Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, I can definitely say now that Jason Robertson, and of course the other guys, I never seen anything that was going to change it off. Rasmus Kupari, and everybody's been all looking for. I've never seen how this will change out. The last timing was a little bit changing. I was not really sure how the Winnipeg Jets were able to commit to make that one feel impossible. Maybe it's just a one-timing change that could definitely lead into a mark. 12 range zone, I wouldn't say that this would be like all of a sudden, and we were left swept behind. We need to be out there to work there, team. And now they meet again in game number 3. Hopefully this will change it up every time. Big stop by Connor Hollabaugh, as Stanley will have it over again to Namstukov. The Winnipeg Jets are back in offense zone. Glove save by Ottinger. He'll stop in play with only 6:09 remaining in the first period. Next puck drop is underway between Dallas and Winnipeg. Scheifele wins the face-off. He has it again to Morrissey, again to DeMello. DeMello pass to Scheifele. Now he's just set over to Steele. He'll fire that one out around the net. And now it's Morrissey right in toward the wing. Down the deep pass, broken up. He has it again to Gabe Velarde. Velarde pass over to Connor. That one, Michelle opens up the play as Stankoven takes it over in the corner. Steal shot, save made by Hellebuck. Morrissey will give it over to DeMello to reset the group. Changing is one thing, but there's no coming back afterward. Really have to be playing it like everybody did it for real. Gabe Velarde right over now to Sandberg. He'll swing to Scheifele. Scheifele sent a pass to Pionk. And here's Velarde, he will fire that one. Range is out of the zone. Scheifele gets back to Velarde. Here's to Sandberg. Sandberg shot, big save. Scheifele right over again to Velarde. And he's asked to Scheifele. Trying to shoot one again. Sandberg, Velarde, shot. Up it goes for the goaltender. That one is really wicked missed up in opportunity range. They really have been playing afterward a lot. Most likely, I was not really sure how that one is going to change in. Because they've really been pushing in their efforts. Not a big boundary that they would happen. Eller set it over to Pionk. Pionk fires it. Save made by Ottinger. Eller has it over. Pass range to Perfetti. Save made by Ottinger. He'll stop and play with only 14:39 remaining. Now officials are getting ready to set to drop the puck here in the Dallas territory. No score in the game. Now Stanley will have it again to Miller, and he'll swing it to Stanley. Finding others in the backhand. Save made on the play. Namstukov will have it again to Miller. Miller pass to Namstukov. Right over to Stanley. He's been knocked down, and a rebound by Dadonov. He'll send it a pass over, now finding to Thomas Harley. Big collision here. Now he will find Miller. Miller is right to in the wing. Centers his own, now trying to look for open play. Namstukov set to Appleton. Fires it. He scores! First goal starts in for the Jets as they get themselves on the board for his next goal for the Winnipeg Jets. I didn't really mention it before. What happened to Appleton, he really had fired it. The quickest range shot he ever made was only at 99 miles per hour, and he was making a fire quick range. He really has that beat over the string. He really had that one coming back in. But the timing for Ottinger was a little short. He just needed to get enough momentum to get that one back in. This will be his 5th playoff goal for Mason Appleton as they strike their first game and the third game with a 1-0 lead. Yeah, it's kind of really crazy afterward. I mean, there's nobody around. They wouldn't stand like that. You know what I'm thinking? They really have been like
Winnipeg goal. His first goal in a game. Fifth goal in the playoffs score by number 22, Mason Appleton. Assisted by number 7, Alicia Nemstikov. And by number 6, Colin Miller. Time in the goal, 5:54 remaining in the first period. That's Mason Appleton, his fifth goal in the playoffs, assisted by Alicia Nemstikov and Colin Miller in the first period in the playoffs. 5 minutes, 54 seconds.
Now Brandon Smith will give it to Marchman. Marchman, shot saved by Hellebuck. You'll get a cover here with only 13:21 remaining in the first period as both teams are ready to take their face-off. Lots of time left in the period in this game as the Winnipeg Jets really have made their first goal to start things off here in this one. The third game wasn't really easy, but as you may know, that the first game was trying to be easier than that. But the second game, they really could have done that better. It was not really easy enough how they did. Until this happened with the Dallas Stars, they made their tying series a 1-1 strength. But you may notice there, guys, sometimes you just don't play it, and sometimes you just don't win for yourself. Yeah, it's kind of very difficulty to give it off to. Winnipeg Jets are really a harder team to play against the Dallas Stars. But the other teams they've been knocking in for was the Nashville Predators. The other one was the New Jersey Devils. Then they were not able to make a win against the Florida Panthers. And then the only team that they played for, they tried to beat a win, but they lost against the other team, was the Edmonton Oilers. You know what I'm getting, right? That's what happens with only the Winnipeg Jets. They're trying to make it pays off. Jets Nation really wanting to shut down Oilers country here in the Edmonton Battle of Alberta. Not really that. But the only thing that they do for is they've got to try to dig it up ahead. Now Smith sets it over to Wayne Johnston. He's right toward wing. And that one breaks up the pass. This one rebounds by Mark Scheifele. Scheifele fire out around the net. Velarde right over in toward the wing. Gets picked up. Bianc back to Connor. Connor gets to Velarde. Trying to get to Sandberg, but it was niched out. Resetting the group is Bianc. Again to Sandberg. Winnipeg Jets back in the offense in Dallas territory. Kyle Connor. Again crossing to Bianc. Velarde shots. Goes blocked up by Logan Stankelman. Bianc shot. Snatch made by Ottinger. You'll stop in with only 11:27 remaining in the first period. And now to send on over to center ice, I'll have his test tube for a bring out of Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor's really bringing up his own chain. The better time I've been seeing things afterwards here, guys, is how strong he makes his wheel. The better effort really made him play for is the American play of his professional athlete. Most likely when playing for the Four Nations face-off, he wants to deal with things. It's not really what the whole strength does. But when you think about how you played hard, you just need some time strengths. I've been looking for dominantly for the whole time for Kyle Connor, and looking at his strength, the realization is just up to the max. Let's hope that there is a great chance in if he can make it in there. Guys, here's Duchesne, sets to Marchman. And Grantland had save made by Connor Hellebuck. Oh, it's right behind the back. He'll send it off to Nemstikov and over to Bianc. Bianc look his way through. Into the middle, stopped by Ottinger. And Nemstikov will slide it back as we're heading past the 11-minute mark in the first. Now to send it over to the other side is the Stars, one of our big favorites, Jake Ottinger. Ottinger is really one of our oldest men, and he just has a lot of energy to put it up and stabilize. The Energizer is a great way to show it how it's up and played for, but one thing to mention is really making it a long way down. You know, Energizer's making it start in. When it's a wild safety, he makes it great. The easier it does for him, he drinks much water, and definitely he makes it power up to make the energy bring it back in. I've been looking for Jake Ottinger to have his own technique goals, so let's hope that this will change in to get it back through. Back to you guys. Kupari sent it over to Miller. Miller right to Niederreiter. Whisked around, save made by Ottinger. Now that is just what they're counting for. Ottinger's team's really late, not done yet. Stanley again. That pass broken up by Matthew Dumbo. Matthew Dumbo now finds it off to Ben. Ben whips it around. Stanley loses his balance. Rebounded by Niederreiter. Niederreiter pass to Miller. Miller right behind it, around the net. Velarde has it right over into the cross, into the Dallas Stars territory. And it'll be a first penalty
Dallas
on
penalty,
Wade Johnson.
53, 2 minutes for
He'll get a
slashing.
2-minute penalty for the slashing. Not the best start for Wade Johnson, as he really has been like upheated and then streaked out. Sometimes you just can't play it like this. That's what the first penalty starts in for Dallas Stars. They're going to get whipped up here for that one in a single digit. First power play's coming on for the Winnipeg Jets. Jets really need to get this one a power play shot. They were definitely being beaten down, but they're
Dallas
not really
Stars
sure
penalty,
how
2 minutes
this will
for
change
slashing
out.
on number 53.
Unlikely, though,
Down
I have
penalty,
no
9 minutes,
confident
28
feelings of how
seconds.
that one will
That's
change
2-minute
it.
penalty on a slashing for Dallas Stars on Wade Johnston, number 53. Down penalty in the first period, 9 minutes, 28 seconds in the playoffs.
Again to Connor. Connor's shot saved by Ottinger. He'll stop favorably, 9:09 remaining in the first period. Now as they're ready to bring things on, the energy back in. Stars with a 0-1 lead, and they still have it over to Winnipeg, 1-0 lead. Kyle Connor resets it up to Morrissey. Morrissey pass to Connor. Connor looks over to Velarde. Velarde got a little bit of a slick cut motion. Went down to Eddo. Jamie Benn will clear it out. Now it's rebounded by Josh Morrissey as the Jets are back in offense. Shifley, deep pass, broken by Cody Ceci. Jamie Benn gives over to Lindell. Back to Ceci. Kyle Connor using his strength on the wheels. Deep the zone. And he was out of reach, and this will be an icing on Winnipeg Jets. Late goings in the period as they're passing the midway mark. 8:31 remaining in the first. The Jets still have a lot of power play advantage, but they need to find another way to get in through. Hellebuck will now send it over to Kyle Connor as he'll dish it over and now back to Morrissey. Morrissey pass to Ehlers. Ehlers spins across, trying to stop on a play. That'll be a Velarde shot, just saves up by Ottinger. Matthew Dumbo loses effort, fires a shot, stop made by Ottinger. Ottinger's really like kicking up the dust afterward. That one really will start in. Loses puck balance, and now it's back to Gabe Velarde. Gabe Velarde. Send over to Shifley. He shoots off the skater of Matthew Dumbo. Velarde. Again to Kyle Connor. Connor. To a middle, and he'll get slashed. That would be another penalty. And this will be a 5-on-3.
Number 10,
but there won't be enough to get another power play goal for 5-on-3, as this will be ending one man out and one man back in. Oscar Brock in the penalty box. 5-on-3 coming up for the Jets. Perfetti wins the
Dallas Stars penalty, 2 minutes on slashing on number 10. Dominant penalty, 7 minutes, 45 seconds. That's 2-minute penalty on the Dallas Stars. Oscar Bach on number 10. Dominant penalty in the first period, 7 minutes, 45 seconds in the playoffs.
Power play will still continue as the 5-on-3 advantage comes up short. Well, it's definitely not really easy occasionally, and what happens with Oscar Bach, he really had made that a mistake. You know, you cannot play it this way. When you're behind the back, you definitely get an offensive execution. You don't start playing it afterwards. You need to make sure that you have it in the right way to do it. Don't play it like you did for anybody, because no one likes that idea to get that one backing up. Piant now sets it over to Iafallo. Iafallo has again Perfetti. Perfetti shot, another save by Ottinger. Here's another set to Jamie Benn with only 7 minutes remaining. But the shot saved by Hellebuck, he'll give it over, now finds it over again to Niederreiter. Niederreiter now finds Iafallo back to Niederreiter, and again to Kupari. Kupari pass. Rebound by Pionk. Gives to Niederreiter. Good poke check here by Jamie Benn as he'll have that one cleared out. He's really giving everybody attention. Don't make that feel uncomfortable out of yours. Perfetti firing around the net. And here's Pionk right toward his own. The gift to Velarde shot. He scores! What a goal! This will be a power play effort for Gabe Velarde as he now has his next goal in. That would be another power play goal for the Winnipeg Jets. Gabriel Velarde really made that one clearly enough. Sometimes he just made that one really well. Sometimes you don't see is Gabriel Velarde gets his first goal in the playoffs. I never know how that will change it. Velarde's a bit intentional, but his speed wasn't really up to beat. He just really wanted to have it. He just couldn't get better than that. The win for the Blue Pins as he'll have it over to Jason Robertson. Hintz, goal for a shot. This one blocked up. Rebound by Morrissey. DeMilla trying to stop it in. Early shot saved by Connor Hellebuyck. He'll hold it in with only 6:13 remaining in the first period. Velarde will get his first goal in the playoffs as he really has made a bunch of assists here. There is no way that he was making a pass off on a great angle. Back from Mark Scheifele, nothing stays positive. Yeah, he's really like doing everything. I mean, I know what he was getting into. Sometimes you don't make the better feeling of it, and you just need to do it on your own. Big concentration needs to get ahead of yourself, and then until you get back in the game, you don't want that to get racing right in front of you. Velarde firing around net to Kyle Connor. Connor now has a pass over to Morrissey. DeMello shot. That's blocked up. Rebound by Connor. Trying to get a deflection. It's off of Gabe Velarde. And now rebound by DeMello. DeMello really need to be improving that. I mean, that would be like unbelievable. Scheifele shot. Saved by Ottinger. Back to Thomas Harley. He gets winged down. Rebound by the Jets. Dallas Stars back in offense as Lindell has it again to Marchman. Marchman poked it out. Rebound by Scheifele and again to Stanley. Brandon takes a shot. Save made by Ottinger.
Winnipeg power play goal. His first goal in the playoffs. First goal of the game scored by number 13, Gabe Velarde.
That pass is broken
Assisted
up
by
wide.
number 4,
Rebound by
Neil
Sam
Pionk.
Steele.
And by number 91, Cole Perfetti. Time and a goal for the Jets power play. 13 minutes, 33 seconds.
Out the pipe, and I thought that would have been a good goal for the Stars. Oh my gosh. I mean, that was really close. I thought this goal would have been a nut in for the Stars, and that first goal would have counted in. Wow. I've never seen how this one will change in. That was Niederreiter to give over to Connor Hellebuyck. He's been like waiting it off. Send a deep pass over to Appleton. Appleton gets winged right from the net, around the back, and he can't get it to go. Niederreiter trying to watch in. Watching the play-by-play, again to Appleton. Niederreiter's got it back. Looks off to Sandberg, again to Appleton. Appleton, Niederreiter shot. Pat saved by Ottinger. They just don't really have to be fair for them, but they don't really have to play it eventually if they do it. Kupari sending it back the other way. He makes it off, firing around the net. Appleton, again, right over to Sandberg. Sandberg, and we got a man down afterward. I mean, looks like that he's unable to get back up. And I see him like he's like getting up slowly. I don't see what's going to happen. This really is not changing it in. Johnson, dump his shell, block the shot by Pionk. Right to Torinado's broken it up. The Stars are back in offense zone, no offside on Dallas. Hits, carries into Johnson, saved by Hellebuyck. Sandberg will give it out, and Gustafsson gives a pass to Iafallo. Iafallo looking it in. Give to Morrissey, waiting too long afterward, now have to get back to DeMello. One time for Iafallo shots, blocked by Rupins. Morrissey shoots, saved by Gustafsson shot, stopped by Ottinger. Just 3:10 remaining in the first period. I wasn't really sure how this one's going to keep on happening. That really made that one a block down. Another win for the Jets. Here's DeMello. Rushes right toward him. Not a foul, not a penalty for the charging. And a big blocker stop made by Connor Ullaba. Well, it seemed to me, I thought this penalty would have changed over and out. Nothing really changed it anyway to give that one a good loose. Loose it in. That's for sure. Namsakov from outside has it again to Perfetti. DeMello shoots it for deflection. That one is right over, up and above the net, and off the glass it goes. Knocked down here in the center ice. Finding Morrissey. Morrissey. Trying to get a cover out of his own. Harley gives it over to Bourque. The Stars are back in offense. Dumps it out, and right around the net will be the Jets. Josh Morrissey sets it to DeMello. He'll swing and pass over to Perfetti. Perfetti trying to get off the man for himself, but he wants to give to Scheifele a turn. Nobody open around, and he will now have his puck back. Miller right across from here again to Logan Stanley. He now has the rush for Kyle Connor. Right turn and rush. Into the middle. That one can't get it to go, and he didn't get able to tie that one up here to get that one a slug down. Now Cole Perfetti. Pass to Scheifele. Has that back. Rebound by Miller. And Arlie will have it the other way in Dallas Stars territory. He gets knocked down. Rebound by the Stars. Gramlin's right toward Wayne. Stops in play. Scheifele. Trying to roll it out. Tomas Farley has it again to Roop Hicks. Connor watching it. Right to the middle. That one is off the defender. Trying to get that one burglar out. And it's back again to Iafallo. Every time this happens with taking over with the use of the chain, you don't see that what goes in happening. Now sometimes the puck gets carried too loose and you don't see what's going on. That really messed to maintain to make that one go out. And they really wanted to turn it over once or twice. Here's Iafallo. Iafallo fires it. Someone broke his stick. That must have been a defender on Matthew Dumba. He could have that one in there, but nothing went well to get that one out of here. And Connor Ullaba will stop in play with only 34 seconds left in the first period. Now he's ready to take the next puck drop in the Jets territory. Now's the win for the Jets. Here's another one to Appleton. Rushes forward. Shot saved by Eininger. He'll stop and play with under 30 seconds remaining in the first period. As for my next guest, I will have the next one to take on things over, as this one will be the next one to take things for our special guest on the other side. This time will be Fan on the other side of it to join us for the second period, so that'll be coming up after the first period. Takeaway shot. Great save by Connor Ullaba. You see that? That's where it gets interesting. Carried enough away. Kupari setting it deep and stopped by Eininger. And that will do the first period. The Stars never got a goal.
And now in the first period, you're down to Stars 0 and the Winnipeg Jets 2.
Great pass send over, and as will be Filardi, first goal in the playoffs. Scored on a power play goal with 3:01 in the game. We'll be back soon with the second period prior to this. We are back in Dallas, ready to start the second period in Dallas, Texas. So on the start, here we go. We're ready to get things started off in the second period, and everybody's back up and ready to rehydrate and get back into the game. All right, guys, I know what you're thinking now, Terry and Lightbrain. Well, let's have your thoughts of how this one changed in and what your take is for the Jets and the Stars. Well, the Jets been starting off really not good, but I've got a feeling with this one, they really started off really well. They didn't think that was going to change it afterwards. Until then, they were really been passed out for some bigger takes in. They're not really quite getting it obvious on the goals. Their line scrimmage has been turning very great, and they really been keeping it out of the line. I've never seen anything like this, but it's more likely though how they take on its handling. Yeah, I totally agree on Terry. They really think that would be like cool at all? I would say this. They've really been like passing up and making it look really felt great. They don't seem to care for now, but they will have to figure things out if they get to enough pressure in. Stopped by Hellebuck. This will stop him with under 19 minutes remaining in the second period. And now, joining in with my special guest on the show, I welcome in is Fan. Fan, this has been like one of our biggest takes here, and you always have to be enjoying of how this state game happens. How do you think about this one turned out, guys? Well, I really love seeing things. I mean, really, just been playing it for like so hard. Critic these games has been turning out really well. I think everybody has been liking it so far with some battling grounds. They've really been playing so great. And I can't wait to see what goes on for the next one. Now, what's your take in? And do you think it's going to be in the conference finals between the American and the Canadian team? Well, I bet that Golden Knights are going to be able to make their way to the finals and the conference finals against the Dallas Stars. I might be seeing things, but I'm not sure if it's going to be any choice of that's going to make its way to the next run. This stop-off might have been like taking a harder change-off at always. My guess is that they might be against Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars that will be the only ones to, since they met in the first round by the wildcard team and the first seed team. It wasn't really how they were changing it. I just feel like, well, I think we might be seeing things. So I think there could be only one that might be finishing the season of it. Let's hope if there's anything that's better than that. And what's your take afterwards here? And what do you say about the Eastern Conference on the other side of it? Well, I couldn't tell that. I mean, I really have to make that one feel agreeable. I bet the Florida Panthers have been really working it off really well. Being over by Tampa Bay Lightning, it wasn't really that easy enough. They've really been changing it afterwards, and they really got to find a step around the other way and try to kick it off. This Mariana shot is not going to be easy to be surprised afterwards. Big stop made by Hellebuck. You know, what happens with Hellebuck, he makes a great save, and he's really keeping it off. I really love seeing this. This is really what great teams come along. Now Morrissey has that puck in. You'll have it pass over to Iafallo. You'll try to make the move over. Couldn't get to the blue line, as it'll be Bichelle right in the wing. Pass to Bourque. Bourque's shot's blocked. Rebound by the Stars. Glove save by Hellebuck. Morrissey has it again to Gustafsson. Gustafsson to DeMello. Right toward wall. Rebounded by DeMello. Backhander. Big save by Jake Ottinger. And Jenny Garanov now has it over to Rupins. Rupins goes slamming down. Rebounded up by DeMello. And the Jets will take things over. Velarde. Swinging in. Johnston with the puck steal. Rupins the other way. Pass to Robertson shot. Blocker save made by Connor Hellebuck. He has it over to Pionk. Pionk finds Velarde. Velarde loses one. Pass to Connor. Connor trying to take things off. Trying to stop in a break. Trying to go for the shot. Big save by Ottinger. And now it's back to Smith as he rolls it deep over to Hintz. Keeping the puck moving. Stopping and bounding. Lindell has it again to Smith. Smith makes his way around the net, finding Hintz. Hintz right over to Smith on a shot. Saved by Hellebuck. Goes back again. This one is rebounded by Kupari. Tries to keep it out. Turning off the full pressure will be the Jets. Mason Appleton with the rebound has it again to Kyle Connor. Connor, 2-on-1 fast break. Save made by Ottinger. That is unbelievable how they're taking it in. And with that one, they stayed out with the great timing targets. This really must have maintained it. I really love seeing things. That's a big take in my heart. Knocked him down, rebounded by Bach. Oscar Bach has it again to Johnston. Rumble right toward the net. And offside will be on the Dallas Stars with nearing the 15 minutes remaining in the second. A lot of time left in the period between 33 and 32 shots on goal. It is a 2-0 game, Winnipeg. The win for Winnipeg And it's now rolls to Nemstikov. The gift to Ellers. Ellers got worked up already, and now it's Duchesne setting a pass over now to McGranley. Duchesne shot, glove save by Hellebuck. Miller has to begin to Stanley. Stanley pass to Nemstikov. Nemstikov can't get it through. Matthew Dumba has to begin to Marchman. And here's Duchesne. Lost that one, rebound by Stanley. Stanley can't get over it. Perfetti with the rush. On is taken down. Duchesne takes back to Miguel Granlund. Here comes Marchman. With the shot blocked by Ellers. Morrissey takes it out. Now finds it to Mello again to Dominado. He's really like giving everything. I mean, this one is really like eyeing chance seeing. Pass play doesn't get out ever anyway. Dumba has it again to Marchman. And now the Stars will have it over to Bourque. Bourque pass to Penge on a shot. Up and goes on a face mask. Rebound, stop made by Hellebuck. Josh Morrissey, stick lifted, rebounded by Matthew Dumba. And here's a chance over. That one sticks out. Dominado has it now to Gustafsson. Again to DeMello. DeMello got wiped down. It's rebounded by Bichelle. Bichelle clears that zone out. And now the rebound by Iafallo. The deep pass, Jamie Benn takes it over. Here's a chance in middle play. Save made by Connor Hellebuck. Great stop here by the start by the Jets defenders. And now the big K is being on. Sandberg having a little trouble here. And Connor Hellebuck will cover it up with only 13-22. Yeah, he wasn't really like into it. And he was not ready to show it off. He's really having a little bit of difficulty there. There's a lot of tremendous great hit. Jamie Benn's just like knocking things out of here. Nobody stands it up. Nobody's getting a good rebound. They gotta try to fix it up before someone gets over it. Philly wins the faceoff as he's over down to Velarde. Velarde. Philly backhander, saved by Ottinger. Connor has to begin to Pionk. Here's Sandberg's shot, blocker saved by Ottinger. Kyle Connor right toward the wing. Again to Sandberg. Here's an over to Kyle Connor. Off it goes again. Trying to put a rebound. Rebound by Connor. Full pressure on the Jets. And it's broken by Ben. Bourque pulls it down. Down and around the back. Miller. Miller tried to give a pass again to Scheifele. Scheifele rolls around net. Ellers will have it. Ellers taking a little side step here. Finding again a little bit Stanley. Rolls it up to Perfetti. Back to pass Ellers. Gets to Perfetti. And rolls it to Scheifele. Backhander saved by Ottinger. Jason Robertson rolls it over down to Smith. Brandon Smith makes his way across with a shot. Can't get that penalty out here as this one will stay clean for the Jets. Stanley now finds the Perfetti. Winnipeg back in the offense zone. He will fire that one right across to Ellers. Ellers pass to Morrissey. Morrissey to DeMello. Here's Perfetti. That one chops it up, and it'll be a delayed penalty. That'll be a hooking on Jason
Dallas
Robertson.
penalty number 21. 2 minutes for hooking.
Robertson's not going to get an easy way to make that one. He's not getting away. This is the hook. That is right toward the body of it, and that one is really going to make someone hurt. You're not going to play it. You're not going to make it successful. Well, I could definitely tell you now about Jason Robertson really got that one with the slash on that. And this hooking is definitely going to be very hard for them to try to train for it.
Dallas Stars penalty number 21. 2 minutes for hooking. Tubman penalty 11 minutes 53 seconds. That's Dallas Stars penalty number 21. Jason Robertson for a 2-minute hooking. Tubman penalty in a second. 11:53 in the playoffs.
Same play by Ottinger. Niederreiter now has to begin a Pionk. Yeah, Pionk and teammates are definitely working its way on. Jason Robertson definitely did some mistake. He's not letting this go down, but he's got to try to watch out carefully. I follow finding Kupari. And here's Pionk. Pionk shoots, he scores! Cole Perfetti with deflection in the goal, and it now take the 3-0 lead on a power play effort. Looks like Cole Perfetti made that one with a deflection. That is is a little bit of right direction change, and you may have noticed that Cole Perfetti is adding his third goal in the playoffs. Just how great it is. Right into the net and passes by Ottinger. That one really started off really well. Making that big change, maybe a bit fair. Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, sometimes that Cole Perfetti is really like giving a power play goal on their effort. Just only 1 point advantage. There's no change when they would have to do this afterwards, so they have to like keep things out. No change on effort, nothing will stand out. There's the call right behind the net. Perfetti right toward wing. Pass back to Pionk and over to Sandberg. Sandberg can't get it over as Ehlers with the rebound. He'll swing it to Pionk. Pionk to Ehlers, again an Amsterdam. On a fire shot, stopped by Ottinger. Perfetti. Pionk to Sandberg. Sandberg for another one and he scores! That's 2 in a row in the second period. Dylan Sandberg making it look great. He has tied up with Cody Perfetti 3 goals in the playoffs. I can definitely see that one. This is a racing right over toward that shot. The angle was really like unclear to give it over to Jake Ottinger. And with that said, it just went turning over. He didn't really think that was going to happen until that. This really has been taking a bunch knockoff plays. They really have to try to give everyone a change to do this thing again. It'll be pretty stunned afterwards. He won't change it up immediately if they can definitely win that one again. Now as they're ready to prepare for our next puck drop, 4-0 is the score for Winnipeg. Now the win for Michelle. You'll have the other way finding the Appleton.
Winnipeg goal. His third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored on a power play, number 91, Cole Perfetti. Well, assisted by number 4, Neil Pionk, and by number 15, Rasmus Kupari. Time on a power play goal for the Winnipeg, 8 minutes, 42 seconds. That's Cole Perfetti, his third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored on a power play, assisted by Neil Pionk and Rasmus Kupari in the second period on a power play minute, at 8 minutes, 42 seconds in the playoffs.
Will have to live on for the next part of the game. Yeah, I was really noticing that Jake Ottinger really had an energizer. I thought he was definitely like finishing it in, but this was a shocking. I didn't think he was able to carry it in. That one really been messing up for some at a time of the games. Wow. I mean, they won't pay it off afterward. And for Jake Ottinger, you really think he didn't want to finish it off the entire game. It's just really like uncomfortable when you don't do it anything. What special need is, they need to get this thing regrouped up. Scheifele has it over to Velarde. Velarde. Toward middle. Backhander. There'll be a first save of the game here. Without Ottinger. Who's another one to develop. Firing for one shot. Blocked the shot.
Winnipeg goal. His third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored by number 54, Dylan Sandberg. Assisted by number 4, Neil Pionk. And by number 91, Cole Perfetti. Time to goal, 9:16 remaining in the second period. That's Dylan Sandberg, his third goal in the playoffs, assisted by Neil Pionk and Cole Perfetti in the second period at 9:16 in the playoffs.
Now they're off to get the next puck drop in. Dallas Stars getting a little bit wound up already. They still need to find a way to get a goal. Now Miller has to begin to get Velarde. Velarde, right to the blue wall. Yikes, man! That made them hurt, made them tripling, and he just went banging. Yeah, oh man. I wouldn't see that afterward. Yeah, it's just like if they couldn't get this one rolled out. This one is a big hit what they're doing for. Stop by Smith, that'll be the third save of the night. You know, sometimes the Smith really had playing it for. After he played with the Penguins, he now realizing that this is the next change that he wanted to do. After the Smith playing with the Vancouver Canucks, he wanted to change it off. This playing off is just not really the easy way to do for him. He really wanted to get right over into the Dallas Stars goaltender, a secondary replacement. It won't be easy enough to get it afterward. Until then, they need to get that one here back on track. Logan Stanley fires that one around over to Ehlers. Ehlers passes off to Stanley. Stanley lost that effort. Miguel Granlund keeps it out. The rebound here by Logan Stanley. And he has it over to Pionk. Now it's the top finding Perfetti. Perfetti lost that one as Ludeau with a rebounding effort. Gets bumped up right through the wall. Oh man, there's a big collision behind the net. That's a little bit of a little clash on zone. Oh, can't play this. I mean, I never seen how that was going to change. But if I was in behind the net, if somebody's right on me, I would never go near them. I would never like this afterwards. If this is the hardest play that they couldn't do for, they really may not have the choice to give an option. Stanley lost that puck again. The Stars are back in offense zone. With a stop made, Elbert finding a puck room available, and he has that one back and over again to Sandberg. Sandberg, off and around the net, finding Appleton. Appleton, pass to Kapari. DeMello gives it over, now finds it Appleton. Appleton lost that one. Kapari shoots in range, saved by Casey DeSmith. Under 7 minutes remaining in the second period, Matthew Belmont trying to get their team on the board. With the shot, redirected. Morrissey with the rebound, now finding Niederreiter. He stops and waits. Open look to Morrissey on a shot. Rebounded and he scores! Rasmus Kupari with it rebounding in. Now at the extension 5-0. There's no effort. Rasmus Kupari was really giving this way. Never changed. Now, 3 players, look how this happened. Rasmus Kupari was able to get this on a rebound. This is what happens to make a save by Morrissey. This really changed it, and right behind him, pass to the Smith. He really had that one, shook it out. Jets are trying to stop its run from its 3-0 shutout win, and they will be able to get themselves on the board, but it's a little too early to start that off as they're waiting for it until the final 5 minutes in the third period. Yeah, I could say that. I mean, that's a big frustration afterward. I won't say after all, but he really had that one good playing of him. Oh man, another penalty. That's not good for the Stars. If they don't start playing afterward, this is how bad it gets. He finds Morrissey, finds it over to DeMello. And that will be reached out too soon. The number hooking's going to be Jason Robertson.
Now it's penalty, 21, 2 minutes for hooking.
Never like that. You know, this is how bad it gets. Now Jason Robertson, they went on a start roughness of the game, and there's nobody that could defend it afterward. You're going to get smacked afterwards if you're going to get this one the next goal for the Dallas Stars. They really are just trying to like pay it off.
Dallas Stars penalty, number 21, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty in the second period, 6:23 in the
He'll
playoffs.
stop in at 6:01 remaining in a second. Officials are getting ready to glide the puck in the zone. 5-0 to score for Winnipeg. Here's another win for Mark Scheifele. And it's back to Kyle Connor. Rolls it over. Here's others. That one is ripped off the
Winnipeg goal. His third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored by number 15, Rasmus Kupari. Assisted by number 44, Josh Morrissey. And by number 62, Nito Niederreiter. Time of the goal, 13:21 remaining in the second period. Rasmus Kupari, his third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, assisted by Josh Morrissey. And Nino Niederreiter in the second period at 13:21 in the playoffs.
Lost that one. Rebound by Cody Ceci. Moves up ahead. Pressure scheme trying to Ben. Ben pass to Johnston. Johnston behind the back. Rebound by Velarde. Morrissey rolls to Scheifele. Out of his zone. Too much deep in a trap. Thomas Farley can't get the short-handed goal for the Stars. Winnipeg's back in offense zone. Kyle Connor on his way in. Saved by DeSmith. Now he rolls the rebound with Perfetti. Fires that one. Rebound in. Oh my gosh! It's back the other way. Niederreiter pops that with deflection, and it's now a 6-0 lead. Well, I happened to be here, and I thought this one was blocked out, but this one went right back in the net. I can't tell how Niederreiter's been doing this, and watch what this happened. That one was bumped. Oops! It's right into the net. that one was really like how bad it gets. Casey Smith was not really showing where that went. And with that, Niederreiter, that'll be his first goal in the playoffs. Talk about that one here. That's his first Niederreiter to get that one with the first goal in the playoffs. He wasn't really sure how that one was going to change. After a save by
Winnipeg
Hellebuck,
goal, his first goal of the playoffs, first goal of the game. Score on a power play. Number 62, Nino Niederreiter. Assisted by number 91, Cole Perfetti. And by number 81, Kyle Cutter. Tom on a power play goal for Winnipeg, 15:08. That's Nino Niederreiter with his first goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game on a power play goal, assisted by Cole Perfetti and Kyle Cutter in the second period at 15:08 in the playoffs.
4:13 remaining in the second period. Here's Stanley's shot, big save by Smith, and he rolls it back over down to the Stars. Stanley has it again to Perfetti. Namstikov, again, Niederreiter. Niederreiter shot. Another save on a pad by Smith. He'll have it to Appleton. Namstikov trying to wrist it out, but he still won't go in there. Matthew Dumba, right toward the head, and rebounded by the Winnipeg Jets. Moving Stanley has it to Niederreiter. Niederreiter, back in his zone. Breaks up chain. Behind the back is Mason Appleton. Appleton passes over to Stanley, has it again to Miller, and Namstikov fires, saved by Smith. Rebound by the Stars. 3:20 remaining in the second period. Pass broken up by Namstikov. Rolls out to Appleton. Got a little bit of a swipe way, and as for Connor Hellebuck, he will freeze it here with only 3:08 remaining in the period. Now to wait for hits. You'll set it off to Robertson. Fires up, he scores. There will be a goal that will be given in for Jason Robertson as they knock out himself on the board. Well, it was very clear afterward. Now it was just really just waited patiently, but now they have their first goal in during the end of the second period. Now that's really good looking up. Jason Robertson was like firing that out. That strike is going to make that one easy chain, and now they got themselves on the board. They've been waiting to carry that long afterwards, you know? There's no way they're really changing out for me. It's kind of time everybody is really like considering it.
Bing bang.
They really wanted to try to make that goal count. And what they really need to do for it, they just gotta watch out for some big hits here. Oh no, another one here. That's
Dallas penalty, number 24, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Yeah, that is not good. Not good when you do for the cross-checking. That's bad. They'll be ready to get their next power play in for the Winnipeg Jets. Nino Niederreiter is really like showing off. He's watching on Rupins. He felt like, man,
Dallas Stars penalty, 2 minutes on cross-checking on number 24. Time of the penalty in the second period, 2:59. It's Dallas Stars penalty, Rupins, number 24 for a 2-minute cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 2:59 remaining in the playoffs.
Ben pass to Lindell. Lindell again to Johnston. Johnston can't get over it. Pass to Kapori, and he rolls off to Ehlers.
His 5th goal in the playoffs. First goal of the game, scored by number 21, Jason Robertson. Assisted by number 55, Thomas.
He rolls off to Pionk. Pionk finds it to Kapori.
And by number 24,
swings it over. He scores!
Time of the goal, 16:56 remaining in the second period.
Goal for the Winnipeg Jets. This is no question of what happens with Nikola Ellis. It's the one-timing shot. You gotta get that one in there, and there's not really much that you can do for it. And for the Stars, they've been playing like it was not really easy enough. They've done too many mistakes afterwards. And with that, Nikola Ellis will get his first goal in the playoffs. Now, I was never sure if this one was really going to make it easier or not. Ellers was really making it in. He has his first goal in the playoffs. He really wanted to do it for real. That's all it is. Then shot glove saved by Hellebuck. He'll stop him with only 2:08 remaining. Now I gotta tell you this one, Winnipeg Jets really are trying to crush out the Stars in Game 3. But if they win in Game 4, they'll tie the series up and then head back over to Winnipeg if they win the 4th game. It may be happening or it may not be happening. I mean, we may never know. Yeah, we're all never gonna know happening. I mean, I really felt like this would be like all the time. Changing it over again, you were really like bangled out.
Winnipeg goal, his first goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored on power play number 27, Nicola Ellis. Assisted by number 15, Rasmus Kupari. And by number 13, Gabriel Velarde. Time on the power play goals for the Winnipeg Jets, 17:45. It's Nicola Ehlers scored on the power play goal, assisted by Rasmus Kupari and Gabe Velarde in the second period at 17:45 in the playoffs on the power play minute.
Winnipeg Jets are back in offense zone. Morrissey has it again to Kupari. On his way to DeMello. The Jets rolls around with another passover right around the wall. Boucher's got that puck. Now back to the Jets territory. Down to the final minute in the second period of the game.
1 minute left in the second period.
Pass to DeMello. DeMello. Pass off to Morrissey. Morrissey pass now finds Iafallo. He got away with that. Tony Nato's shot's blocked. Rebound by Kupari. Kupari. Swings to Stanley. Stanley now finding Miller. He really didn't think he was going to be ahead of himself, but this game's going to be a wild one. They flying clear on this one. They're not seem to be liking to do anything at all. They really have to watch out. Here's Kupari, set it over to Miller. Miller fires it around net and rebound by Tony Nato. Here's Namsikov, now finds Iafallo with a shot stopped by Smith. Just 12 seconds remaining in the second period. Well, as I'm saying right now there, fan, this has been like a crazy one afterwards. Do you think the Jets will be able to win? I promise you, I bet you're right. I think the Jets are definitely going to stop the Stars from winning the series. It looks like they'll get themselves on the board in the game of the second round. Well, as we're being said right now, thank you for joining us here, fan, and we hope that this final period will change everything. Hopefully so. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And that's the end of the second period. Your Dallas Stars 1 and the Winnipeg Jets 7.
Finish out of it and see who done at its best. Will it be the Jets or the Stars? Third period's coming up next after the break. 7-1 the extension for the Jets up by 6. We've come down to the final period in Game 3 as we are finishing up the last runs left. Longest of the game night, and with that, the fans are still here before they leave their seats nearing the midway mark, and this has been a frustration afterward, and they've never been playing it like this before. How that got in the way to make that one go out. And their zones are just nearly clear to finish things up. Alright guys, I know what your guys are going to say about the Jets. How do you think that they really did for it? Well, playing it for real was really all the key motions, and really seeing things was really hard, but they turned out to be it was one of our biggest of their own. The Jets really wanted to enter it back. They never found themselves with the win, and they've really been carrying it out clean. I never knew how that one was going to change. But all that I notice now is they've really been pressuring things out of the way. They didn't really know how it was going to take it. And more likely though, I didn't feel that the Stars were able to play it afterwards. By 2 games in a row, as they were already on a road trip win, now that the Jets are going to get their road trip win to finish things off, and hopefully that'll be number 1 to get this thing started. Well, it might be alright, but can't let it lose it. Joey Felling running down and something, wasted Smith. Oh, what a great save here by the goaltender at the start of the third period. Was almost going to be unlucky, but they've got it through. Yep, can't see that one. Really a tough bet to be here. Finding Schneifeli outside. Rolls his way down, now finding December. December passes off to Connor. Broken up by Gintz. Johnston makes his way across. Went down, rebound by Sandberg. And over now to Namstikov. Again to Perfetti. Perfetti makes his way new change to Beyond. Now has it to Sandberg. Sandberg moves it out of the way to Perfetti. Now finding the Ellis. Fires it. Blocked his shot. Rebounded up by Pionk. Pionk again to Sandberg. Trying to get it over it. And this rebound will make its way in for Winnipeg. In his zone. I don't know if it's going to count. Let's see what happens. Alright, you got one guy over here. You're right in the man, but let's see how this changed in. And let's look at the last play. Did he get right in the crease in? Let's see if he did. Oh, he did! He knocked him over, and he just went right to the goaltender. Thank goodness that was a close one. If this would be another goal, they wouldn't be appreciated with that. Well, they definitely got lucky this point. Looks like the Jets fans would have got another goal. But it seems like the Stars fans are not really liking it at all. They would hate it and not like it everything. So a close call and disadvantage must have maintained it for the Dallas Stars in trying to knock something out. I was never seen like this until that happened with a big change. They were really been like stammered out almost the entire time. Yep, they did so. They wouldn't feel like doing better again. Here's Ben. Inbounding step on a pad that goes right over down to the Jets. And rebound by Granlund. He tried to roll that one out. Niederreiter with the puck inbounding. And a deep pass to get to Perfetti. Perfetti. Pass to Miller. Miller swings to Perfetti. Fires it. Glove save by the Smith. He'll hold things up with only 17-19 remaining in the third period to get ready for another puck drop. And with that one, as we're nearing a closer mark in the conference finals, we'll have 7 games action for you, as this will be best of 4 to make its way across into the conference to the Stanley Cup final. And that will be on its next way to keep your eyes on the coverage to make that great start. It's getting there closer there, guys, so you're going to wait patiently more because we're not quite sure when this will start. And by new season, we're going to be pushing it back right toward its way down to December 17, as this will be our next new season of the NHL 26 on EA Sports. You will feel like you will enjoy this one, while the game of the night still currently using this, as it will start the season on its opening puck drop to make that one finish off. The tightest, the better game, the better they have. And there will be plenty of them actions for you, and this will be changing around immediately to have some newer play and offense, and Stride will continue to its length grow. And for new season, by the start of fall 2025 to winter 2025, on their way. So don't miss out with our new season. That will be for the NHL 26 starting on December 17. Scheifele wins the face-off, and now Pionk will have it out. The carryover. Sandberg messed it up, and he will go offside right toward the zone. Now they will do this one again. Jets with the extension, 6/1. 7/1, excuse me. Now it's Rupins with the win. Eichel, Bichelle, and Hintz. And shot saved by Connor Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck rolling in with another big save of the night, as he's really looking his way in for his first win in a road trip. Yeah, first win of a road trip may have been just the only thing for Connor Hellebuyck. The newer day is really upon us, and this really is going to give them a good start to make us approaching down to make the first win. And they were not really sure how they were going to be able to kick it off. This top notch is really turning like it was not easy enough to get that one all as separate. Time credits can be a little challenging. I wouldn't feel like that they wouldn't just do it afterwards to keep things from messing things around. They won't change it often. But hey, believe on that. They'll just have to get back into this offense and make another drive impressive. The Jets wins the faceoff. Miller right turn around net again to Stanley. Stanley pass to Iafallo. Looks off to Tony Nato. And a rebound by Apollo. Rolls that one around the net. Back to Lindell. Lindell pass to Marchman. Marchman. Stanley takes over. Now finds it over. Down to Iafallo. Iafallo again to Perfetti. Perfetti fires it. Saved by the Smith. You'll stop that one with only under 15 minutes remaining in the third period. A lot of a line group here as they're still trying to kick things off with a 7-1 lead over Dallas. Here's the win, Stanley. Miller, pass to Perfetti. Perfetti works his way across. Miller fires it, stopped by the Smith. Mule Ehlers again to Stanley. Stanley pass to Nemstikov. Fires it, glove save by the Smith. Harley has it again to Logan Stankelman. Stankelman clears that zone out, right around the net. And rebound by Stanley. Stanley finding Nemstikov. Passes over to Ehlers. Under 15 minutes remaining in the third period, you'll have it to Perfetti. Perfetti finds Stanley. Stanley pass again to DeMello. Rolls that one out. DeMello will try to reset games up. Make a new group. Back to Kupari and back in the zone. Rebound by Lindell. He has it over to Stankelman. Getting to Bach. Bach moving around. Backhander. Save made by Connor Buck. He'll pull that one out of here again. They didn't say how that one was really changing. That seemed to be like Connor Ellenbuck may have been at it with a quick dialed in focus. Transaction is really like trying to be everything. Here's Johnson. Bumps it up across. Close the gap out. And it's Niederreiter. Sets it over to Dylan DeMello. He really made that one a little slump down afterward. Can you feel that? I wouldn't believe so. Wyatt Johnston right to her in the wing. Make a knockdown back over to Scheifele to Gabe Velarde. Good slick feed. Kyle Connor again to Morrissey. Fires it. Goes for deflection. Stopped by the Smith again to Dumbo. They'll keep the time rolling down to 13 minutes in the third. That blocks a shot. Rebound by Connor. Rebound to Velarde again to Scheifele. Shoots it. Another shot block here for the Stars. That one can't get through. Rebound up by the Stars. The standoff has to the right wing. Sandberg goes right back over to Iafallo. Iafallo again to Pionk. Pionk watching him down in trouble action. Sandberg takes a spin across. Rebound by Iafallo. And over now in the wing is DeMello. Here's another one to Bourque, and he sends it over to Michel. Michel going for Danonov on a shot. Blocker saved, and this one will set out of play in an inning. That one was really closest afterward. They won't say this. How could that be a little change-up? More to admire, I wouldn't be able to be surprised afterwards. They really have been stuck and down for every years. Pionk lost that one. Back to Gustafsson. He rolls it over to Tony Nato. Back to Iafallo. Can't get a puck hold on. Marchman clears that zone, and right around the net will be DeMello. He kicks that one right out. Marchman, pass right in front. Granlund behind the back. In the cage, finds again to Michel. Michel chops it. Big save play. That's up by Hellebuck. 3 times in a row. Goes back to Iafallo, and now again over to Appleton. Well, that one was a big hard chain-off play. Connor Hellebuck seemed to do the trick. Makes amazing skills. Niederreiter, pass broken up. Miguel Granlund right to her in the wing. Here's Duchesne. Kupari with the puck steal. And Josh Morrissey sets it over the wing. Here's Niederreiter for 2. Up it goes. Denied by D. Smith. Johnston. On his way across. Morrissey. Swing it out of here. And offside will be Dallas Stars with only 11:01. As they're set, ready to take their next puck drop advantage. The biggest lead goes over to Winnipeg Jets as they'll be able to get a 2-1 series over Dallas Stars. Here's the center on to that. And Johnson, hit shot, stopped by Hellebuck. Rolls the kick, saved by Hellebuck. He finds an open look to Stanley. Now Miller will have it in. He tries to give over to Stanley. Big quick puck free. And backing over to Miller. He finds Perfetti. Perfetti. Again to Nemsikov. Wrist around the net. Save made by DeSmith. Miller can't get it going, and now it's back to Nemsikov. Here's Miller, shoots it, well saved by DeSmith. Rolling into a midway mark in the third period, Stumba has it again against. And now he has it over. Ehlers fires up and around net, looks at Stanley. Stanley deep pass again to Miller. That one is out of reach. Thomas Harley right behind the net. He battles for a loose puck. Moving Stankoven right over down to Steele. Steele getting his way approach. And it's now Philly now has it again to Morrissey. Rolls it out in the zone. There will be no icing for the Jets as this play continues for Winnipeg. Philly backhander. What a save made by DeSmith. He looks to Miller. Philly. That one chops off the stick and rebounded by the stop by the Jets. Morrissey pass to Miller. Miller can't get it to go. Steele goes down. Kyle Connor again to Morrissey. Stick clipped it. Puck escapes his own. And he'll now roll it again to Velarde. Velarde pass to Connor. Connor's shot. Blocked it up by a defensive traffic. That might be on Thomas Harley. Yeah, it's pretty considering that Thomas Harley really made a great change to trying to make things go out of the way. I would say that this wouldn't be the chance in to make the lucky save in play. It really doesn't have any much to do with, like they are just pulling out of the zone. I wouldn't notice how that one was going to get there, but that big change really had turned out like it's better on the track. Now as they're ready to get their puck drop in, still a lot of score to be there, only 8:41 remaining in the third. Now wait for the Stars, this one's blocked up. And as everybody is fans leaving out, they pass the midway mark in the period as we have less fans here in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, it's been like very disappointing effort. They're not seem to care for this after all. And what they don't do is, they definitely didn't want to be here at the same place. Now anybody can be good at it. DeSmith stops that one. Backhander save made by DeSmith. And Jimmy Denenoff went down as Pionk will have it again to Perfetti. He rolls to Nemsikov. Into a wing, fired around net to Perfetti. Perfetti finds the pass off to Ehlers. Sandberg gives to Nemsikov. Nemsikov wipes him out. Now Brandon Smith will have it over to Denenoff again to Bourque. Bourque. Behind the back. Denenoff wiped him down. No penalty on the Jets. Well, this has really been like a best closing defense effort. It was not really what they were changing it up. But now I'm noticing that Dallas Stars really have to be playing that afterward, and they're going to have to get back into this game in game number 4. They leave, they're not playing it really well. Now they're just definitely going to have to make the quit afterward and go back to game 4. Sandberg to DeMello. DeMello stops one after Johnson with the puck steal. And Jason Robertson. A send over back to Rupins. Here's Matthew Dumba. Make the big hit. Rebound by Appleton. Puck will stay and carry. No offside. Dallas Stars are back in the offense. Robertson's right toward wing. Carries it down. Fires that one around net. DeMello. Rolling that one in. Pass back to Sandberg. Sandberg to Nemsikov. Nemsikov can't get it over this time. And he rolls off to Johnston. Johnson Carries it back to Sandberg. Sandberg got a big kick here as DeMello will now send it over down to Sandberg. Sandberg finding Ellis. Nikolai Ellis. Nancy shot. Pass save made by DeSmith. He finds Marchman. Marchman covering it up. Back to Dumba. Dumba shoots it, saved by Carnarella. 6:10 remaining in the third period. They will now find again Appleton. Off to Nemsikov. Nemsikov with the swing to develop. He'll shoot and stop made by DeSmith with only 5:58 remaining in the third period. Here's an air win for the Stars. As now Bach will have it. Bach will fire that one out of the net. Way over to Morrissey. Send a pass to Kyle Connor. Connor. Spin around. Shot block. Rebounded. Save made by DeSmith. Kyle Connor up. Oh, what a save! Now, and the late penalty has been ticked up. He got a caught. Oh no, that's not going to happen.
Dallas penalty, number 10, 2 minutes for slashing.
Yeah, penalty box in now. Big power play coming in for the Jets. They may have another power play goal if they get it. Now they will set it up for the power play goal if they can get another one in. 5 out of 4 on the range. And a win
Dallas
for the
Stars
Jets.
penalty, number 10, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of penalty in the third, 5:36. That's Dallas Stars penalty on Oscar Bach on number 10 for 2 minutes slashing. Time of the penalty, 5:36 remaining in the playoffs.
He's off to Niederreiter. Back to Iafallo. Iafallo gives to over now, finding the pass again to Connor. Looks to Cole Perfetti. Perfetti shot. That one is blocked up and rebounded by CC. CC looks over to Kyle Connor. Never hit for Perfetti. Scheifele takes off. And now rebound by Connor. Connor pass over to Perfetti. Morrissey with the rebounding in. Back to Iafallo. We are under 5 in the final 5 minutes. Presented by Discover. As this one will stay in play for Stars. As they will clear that zone out. Rebound by Kyle Connor. As he'll get it over now to Scheifele. Here's another change to Scheifele. Philly. Back to Perfetti. Perfetti shot. Save made. That one stops it up again by DeSmith. Morrissey again to Pion. Pion finds it to Morrissey. Woolsey and Iafallo. Again to Pion. Pion shot. Saved by DeSmith. Stopping in time action with only 42 seconds for the Jets power play. Man, this night's over. Nino Niederreiter was really like having it up. Keeping the gas up, and he's just like limping down, and he will be done for the day. We'll hear the update later for Nino Niederreiter, but his third game, or third period, has made that one easy to understand it, and he makes that great finish. Yeah, I totally agree with and officials. I don't think that would change. But until that point, I was noticing that this would have been like a hard back-off change. Nobody's been like giving off to anybody. But all as I mentioned it before, they really wanted to get back here. They really wanted to like try to play hard. And what they need to do now is, they just got to keep finding a way to score open shots. Mid-range goal is not going to make it easy if you really have it all. Just 10 seconds left! Backhander shots blocked by Gintz. And that'll be it for these Jets power play. They're back to full strength. 5, 6, and 2, or 4 and 6. On for the Winnipeg Jets, as they really have been like making a struggle afterward. Yeah, I've been really like having a hard and a little difficult time afterward. I won't say this, but sometimes what you need to do is they just really need to keep on playing back. Neil Pion. Locks out with rebounded by Borcu as he sets the Dumbo. Roll over again. This one fires on one around net. Velarde right toward Wade. Valori swings to Pionk, and he'll have the pass to Ellers. Ellers getting his way across. Down right toward the other side of the net. Rebound by Duchesne. Michelle finds Granley. Granley rolling in. Rebound by Shifley. Kupari can't get it to go. Duchesne shot saved by Connor Element. Deep the range, but they'll get a goal. Matthew Duchesne will be able to have his big tempo and the back down by 5. It's both in the day afterward as Matthew Duchesne really has his own rebound. When you look at that big firm close cut from the camera, you may just see things. Sometimes when you don't play it after that night, it only happens to get done to the net. If they really got to get that in there, was a great takes. Matthew Shane's really like giving every day off, and with that, it's his 5th playoff goal in the game. Dallas scores. Timing is wasting down, but unfortunately, they got to go with some quick shots to get the goal with a 7-2 lead game. Yes, really look where they all have to choose
Bing
for now.
bang.
I mean, what they need to do is, they just have to keep on the grouping. What some players don't get, they don't really just play it like robots. This is not where it really turns out. It's harder pace and everything. And you don't want that.
His 5th goal in the playoffs, 1st goal of the game, scored by number 95, Matt Duchesne.
Kyle Connor. Stanley shot
Assisted
off
by
the blocker by
number 2,
Stars defender.
Brandon
On the
Smith.
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd
And by
period
number
of the game.
64, Miguel Granlund. Time of the goal, 17:33 remaining in the 3rd period. Matt Duchesne, his 5th goal in the playoffs, 1st goal of the game, assisted by Brandon Smith and Miguel Granlund in the 3rd period at 17:33 in the playoffs.
Well, folks, I really say that your commentary is not a great take there, guys. I was really looking over it, and whatever they don't get, they've really been trying to get that pass out. They wouldn't see anybody that they were just tearing it out. They keep the most of stuff. They would just really need to know about this, of how that would change. Hughes Lindell, pass over to Johnston. Johnston fires that way. That blocks a shot. He has it over now to Perfetti. Here's the shot, fire range, saved by Ravello. Try to make it work. Perfetti shot, saved by Smith. Down to the final man in the 3rd period as we're finishing this up.
1 minute left in the 3rd period.
To make that finish. Pretty soon the lights are going to be going out. Everybody, and because of that, everybody is going to be going home. Big save by the goaltender. He'll stop that here within 48.1 seconds. Who had a better night afterward? I'll send it over to test you. Well, I may be noticing how that really changed often. When I say for a dialed in, it goes to Connor Olebeck, who made that one with a great surprise and made that good win. He really had all good goal. So, that's looking safe for him. How many goals do you get? I honestly don't know. I mean, I'll just have to tell him what I figured out that. Okay. So, with that being said, the only one that's really not on the list was all that did not able to end that one up correctly. I thought that was something that's big, but realizing that might have been just Lindell.
Bing bang.
And with that, Stutz is really showing off really to make that winning more play it fair. Yeah, it really did. Another goal by the Stars. That's time to see him seal with 2 goals in the playoffs. They won't get immediately on that boost, but they say really have to maybe another good, you know what? I never really think I wanted to do that. And he really just did. Just the time box in. Favorites? Nothing. Now it's already been turning up the heat. 7-4 for Dallas Stars.
Bing
now
bang.
Here's a chance over to Harley with 30 seconds remaining in the third.
Dallas
Big save play by Jake Ottinger.
His second in the playoffs, first goal of the game scored by number 11, Logan Stankovic.
He finds Eiffel.
Assisted by number 23, Issa Lindau.
Here's one for the
And by
party.
number 18, Sam Steele.
You'll have it over to
Time of the goal, 19:18 remaining in the third period. Logan Stankovic, his second goal in the playoffs, assisted by Issa Lindau and Sam Steele in the third period at 19:18 in the playoffs.
A 7-4 leading game.
And that's going to end the game.
It's now
Your final score, your Dallas Stars 4 and the Winnipeg Jets 7 in Game 3.
Was making the finish afterwards.
After the Dallas Stars goal, his second goal in the playoffs, scored by number 18, Sam Steele, assisted by number 11, Logan Stankovic, and by number 10, Oscar Gott. Time of the goal before the end of regulation period, 19:27 in the playoffs.
And with that, that's it. Along my broadcast partner with Test 2, and of course we have it on the other side of it, which we do have is Life Free and Tony Cruz. I'm Son of Beast. Thank you for watching this part of a present for our second game of the playoffs of the NHL 25. You've been watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on 2EA Sports. See you next time. Alright, thank you very much. Sam Steele starts his third star player of the game. Then Cole Perfetti with the first goal, 3 assists and 4 hits. He made this one a little change-off. Entirely what they did. And then the first star player of the game. Guess who had a wonderful save? And with that, it was not just that. Connor Oliver. 69 saves, 4.1 goal and average. He really made that one with a great set. You said David the total statistics, 78/73 Winnipeg Jets. 120/67 against for Dallas Stars. 1340/348 for the Winnipeg Jets. 89/77 passing effectiveness on a percentage was Dallas Stars. 35 face-off wins over 27 for the Winnipeg Jets. And then we have his 12-minute penalty kill, only bad with only 12 minutes ceiling on the Dallas Stars on the other side. And only 2 power play goals, the 4-8 goes to 6, and now 7-35. They really have been like adding things up. Yeah, it's been like the roughest part of the year. And with that, it concludes this part of the episode. We'll see you over the next game as we've got the Panthers facing against the Ottawa Senators. That next game will start at 1:30 p.m. and then the final game will be the Oilers against the Calgary Flames. Can't say what you do now. You just have to play it for real. Definitely that. Anyways, thank you all for watching for this part of the second game. And we'll see you all again for tomorrow night for the first game. As we've got some big actions for you to show how it goes. Alright, you hear what he said. Don't forget to check out his channel. Links are down in the description. Anyway, thank you for watching. And peace out everybody as for a while as the NHL 25 on EA Sports Style. This is Terry. And of course, along with the others, I have it here is to maintain it off and pressurize the green radiator that fills up to my face, and I feel strong again. And the other side, which of course they wouldn't be able to try to keep it on, is now available that's playing at the show theater near you. Well, there's the next show that's going to be taken in, but sadly we don't have any money. Alright, well I guess we'll have to wait on that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again for our next episode. And peace out for a while as the NHL 25 of the Stanley Cup playoff style. This is Boomer, and of course we have it here is DJ Beast and the Touchstone part of a coffee machine. Don't make anybody feel ill with that. Leave alone. Now let's cook some pasta and enjoy. Now with that being said, I know it's shorts, but they'll have to play it off the entire time for next Tuesday. And I'll be making a short video to see how she did. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.
If you don't, somebody will.